Hey guys, what is poppin'? It's Friday. We got stuff to count down. You already know what it is. It's Friday 5. Top 5 Alfa Romeos. Romeos, whatever you want to call them. I don't personally think you should call them Alfa Romeos. I think that's just wrong. Company is Italian. It's Alfa Romeo, okay? Pretend there's a Y in there. I don't know, maybe I'm completely wrong, but anyway. On the extremely, slightly, fractional, marginal, whatever chance that there is a European person watching this, or just anybody who knows a lot about Alfa Romeo. Look, I was born in the year 2000. My favorite car, until I was like, I don't know, 11, was a Pontiac. So, yeah, this is just my opinion, obviously. Objectively, this list could be completely different, but yeah, I'm just going off of what I know. In all my life, in person, I've seen maybe 12 Alfa Romeos, like 20 max. You know, I could probably count it on my hands and toes. I wouldn't say I grew up with like the new generation, but the first Alfa Romeos I really ever knew about was the ones that came back when Alfa Romeo started selling cars in North America again. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of those on that list. That being said, here we are, Friday 5, Alfa Romeo. Let's hit it. Let's go. Alright, number 5, starting us off strong, the Stelvio Quadrifoglio. Every now and then a car maker manages to make what should fundamentally be non-interesting, interesting. Let me give you an example. Ford has the Focus, which is, you know, objectively, it's a pretty boring car, I'm not gonna lie. It's a pretty vanilla kind of car, you know? Like, no offense to all y'all that drive Focus SEs or whatever. I mean, the STs and RS, that's a different story, but it's the essential Econobox car, you know what I mean? For people who don't care about things like power to weight ratio and flat cornering and all that stuff. Actually, the whole ST and RS kind of thing, it goes to prove my point, because those cars are fun. The RS is super capable. It's got a lot of power for its size. It outperforms cars that, on paper at least, shouldn't be outperformed by a hatchback. A car like the Focus RS is based on the Focus SE. I mean, obviously there's a lot of integral changes and stuff, but I mean, once you strip it down, it's a Focus, right? So, with that in mind, Alfa Romeo does not have this problem. They don't sell boring cars. They have no choice but to not sell boring cars. Every car they make is interesting in one way or another. If anything, especially in North America, simply owning an Alfa Romeo is kind of interesting, you know, because like, who of your friends working at the Global Solutions office on the 13th floor, you know, working in cubicle number 57 is like, yeah, I drive an Alfa Romeo. Your boy's driving a Mercedes, he's driving a BMW, he's driving an Audi, he's driving a Volvo. That's slightly more interesting. He's driving a Lexus, he's driving, chances are it won't be an Alfa Romeo. You tell some people you drive an Alfa Romeo, they don't know what to think because they never seen or heard of an Alfa Romeo in their life. So with that in mind, the Stelvio is, as you've seen, an SUV, which should be as dull as it gets. I'm the type of guy that probably would never buy an SUV unless it had, like this car, massive amounts of horsepower. How much horsepower does this thing have exactly? SOS, save our souls, 505 horsepower. That's a lot, man. That's a lot of horsepower. And I mean, look at these exhaust tips, man. Those are some fat quad tips. And when you got those kind of assets, all that power, you got the looks, you got the name, I mean, you got the heritage, you got that uniqueness, or whatever that word is. I mean, there's not much against you. And against its competition, this thing is definitely up there with the mid to high tier super SUVs. Yeah, that's kind of a specific category, but you know. It goes against cars like the X3M, the Grand Cherokee and Durango SRT, not the Trackhawk, let me be specific, and the Cayenne Turbo. And again, it's just a great car, Stelvio Quadrifoglio, but to be honest, I couldn't tell you if I'd actually buy one or not if I had the option. I still think it deserves merit. Number 4, you know, I didn't even plan this, but it's the 4C, the Alfa Romeo 4C, comes in our 4th spot. Alright, people have a tendency to call small, quirky cars cute or whatever, but I don't know, I just think that's just weird. I don't think I've ever looked at any car and thought, oh golly gee, Gertrude, ain't that buggy just a cute one? A lot of people, I think, would look at this car and think, you know, that's kind of cute. It's small, it's low, it looks like it's got attitude or whatever. So yeah, I feel like a lot of people have this idea toward it that it's a cute car or whatever. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. You can call cars cute if you want, that's cool. Now, I already mentioned that this thing is small, and when I say this car is small, I mean, it's pretty small. Width-wise, it's not that thin, it's actually pretty wide, but as far as length goes, I mean, it's shorter than an alcoholic father's temper. The 4C is a miniature, mid-engine, Italian, carbon fiber tubbed sports car that everyone loves, even if they deny that they do, because you just can't hate this car. I mean, if you do, you're just lying to yourself, let's be real. It's got a 1.7 liter engine dubbed the 1750 or something like that, and it's snail mated to a 4-pot, chucking out 237 horsepower, which isn't subjectively a lot. However, with a curb weight equal to about a runway model carrying helium balloons, the total amount of fun you could experience in this thing it's capped out. It's at the max. It's a go-kart with leather, I mean, but like every Italian car, it's got its shortcomings. Like the fact that you can't carry any cargo bigger than about a tube of toothpaste, or that it has no power steering, which means that if you spend a couple hours driving in crowded parking lots, you're going to be able to play the live action role of Popeye, trust me. But if its little oddities and its quirks don't make it even more lovable, then I don't know what to think of life anymore. Alright, number 3, we're reaching the midpoint. I knew what my 5th pick was, I knew what my 4th pick was, I knew what my 2nd pick was, and I knew what my 1st pick was. But I didn't know what my 3rd pick was because I wanted to throw in a classic Alfa Romeo, but I just didn't know which one because there's so many and everybody loves them all. I don't know, I might just have to cop out and say a lot of classic Alfa Romeo race cars. From the single seaters with no windshield that are now worth more money than most yachts to the uber cool Giulias of the past. I know this is kind of a big cop out, but like I said, I was born in the 2000s. I mean, I'm Asian. I don't know. I live in Canada, so yeah, there's not much opportunity for a company like Alfa Romeo to infiltrate my life, like Pontiac did apparently. I don't know. I wasn't very smart back then. All right, I'm not saying I am now, but whatever. So while all the picks from my list are pretty recent and fairly similar, I understand that their history is jam-packed, and I mean filled with racing heritage and all that juicy goodness. And I'm a sucker for history, I'm not gonna lie. So if anything, out of respect for their history, the middle spot goes to the iconic classic cars of the past, like the spine tingler that is the 33 Stradale. I think if I had to put one specific car for number 3, I would pick this one, I'm not gonna lie. I listened to about 3 different YouTube videos, each of them were like 20 minutes long. I pretty much watched the whole thing because it just sounded so good. I mean, the shifts, just the sound, the way it looked on a racetrack in red. I mean, come on, man. Like, you can't tell me that doesn't look good. The sound itself is enough to convince me that at one point, Alfa Romeo traded punches easily with Ferrari. They even had them at points. Other cars may appeal using logistics and numbers, but Alfa Romeo, it just speaks directly to the heart. Our number 2 spot, we're crunching these down, goes to the Giulia Quadrifoglio. This is Alfa Romeo's most capable and sharpest sedan that they have released. And with the new Giulia GTA and GTA M coming out, it's going to be turned up to 11. Thrusted into the market that is the gladiator ring of M3s and C63 AMGs and RS5s, this Alfa proved itself out the box. It's loved by journalists and the general public, just like the Emoji Movie. Just kidding, everyone hates that. That's such a trash movie. Powered by the same 2.9 liter twin Turbsky V8 derived from a Ferrari V8. As the Stelvio mentioned earlier in this list, yeah, they got the same engine. It delivers the power to the 2 rear wheels for maximum miles per gallon with the bellow of over 500 rage-filled horses. Also, while we're here, I don't think I've yet mentioned how freaking beautiful Alfa Romeos are. I am by no means an Alfa Romeo fanboy or even that knowledgeable about them, like I said, but I can confidently say that no car with that badge can legally be called ugly. I mean, some of them, you know, they look kind of goofy or whatever, but you never call them ugly. It's like calling an otter ugly. You ever gonna call an otter ugly? No person in their right mind would ever call an otter ugly, unless they have some serious childhood trauma. As far as cars with 4 doors and V6 engines go, this is definitely up there. This is near the top. When it comes to the competition, here's how it stacks up in my humble opinion. The M3 is more common. The C63 mostly just sounds a bit nicer with those chainsaw fart upshifts. The RS5 is like a frustrated librarian who's swiped one too many library cards and just has to let out some fury. And the ATS-V is pretty cool, but wait, which one is the ATS again? Alright, we've reached a segment of the show where I slip in an honorable mention. It goes to the Alfa 159 for how great it looks, especially the wagon. You know, it's just a beautiful car. Just look at this thing. Man, sometimes I just feel like I've been robbed of the joy of Euro spec cars. I mean, they got all the wagons. Whatever, I'll just internalize this until I inevitably snap. Cars are great. I love cars. Here we are, the tip-top, cream of the crop, displayed in the shop, straight to the hop, water of the mop, pulled over by a cop, sandy flip-flop, meet me at the drop. This song is a bop, Alfa Romeo for my POV, the 8th C. Quick show of hands, how many of you can truthfully say that you've seen a car that's more artfully designed? Yeah, I didn't think so. 0% of the global population. You either agree with me or don't know about this car. Not only is it classically nice to look at, and I mean classically nice to look at, it's got shapes inspired from the most beautiful cars ever made. But if you can't look at this thing and say, yes, I want one, let me just let you in on something. Listening to the sound that this car makes is arguably the best thing you could do for yourself. It's got a 4.7 liter V8 Italian, churning out absolute bangers every time the throttle is moved in any way. Watching this car go and taking in the music while doing so is definitely an experience I would love to... experience, I guess, in person. I mean, just listen to this piece of work. Listen, ready? Man, I'm starting to work up a sweat here. Hot diggity dang, man. That's a good sound. Good handling and overall driving dynamics. 450 or so horsepower, 180 some or other mile per hour top speed, doesn't matter. Round out the profile card to make this two-door my #1 pick for cars delivered to us by the legendary Alfa Romeo. Boom, that closes it out. That's the last one. We are done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned maybe a thing or two about Alfa Romeos and how much I love the 8C, I guess. I like to think that there's something in this video for everyone. If you like art, 8C. If you're a car guy, I mean, Alfa Romeo, how much better does it get? If you like the color red, I mean, this is the video for you. These are the cars for you. If you're a millennial snowflake and you want to be unique, I mean, this is the car for you. Alfa Romeos are for everybody, except boring people. So, yeah, you don't want to be a boring person, do you? Alright, I'm out. See you later, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you later. Peace.